Well, welcome guys, live from Las Vegas. It's week 4 of our Predictions League, week 4 of the Premier League, week 5 of the Football League, and the season's kind of getting into a little bit of swing. But like we talked last weekend with our guest Freddie, we should start seeing some form in the next 2 or 3 games. By the end of August, we might know a lot more. But Sam, it really didn't seem to be that way in the games last weekend. There was a lot of surprises.
A lot.
Manchester United, Sam's team, nobody scored on that game against Liverpool. Hard to believe that no one would have taken a punt on United, but such has been their form. What do you think was the difference in that performance?
Probably team spirit.
Yeah.
And then the way we played together.
Yeah. There was a definite... I felt like... I was only listening to it and I saw the highlights later, but United outworked Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, we sure we did.
Yeah, maybe the last 10 minutes I felt like Liverpool were on top. And
yeah, they were for a bit, and then our midfield was just covering everything.
Yeah, even without the new signing, Casemiro, who did you feel like was man of the match for Man United?
Martinez, our defender.
I noticed his name coming up a lot. He really seemed to be up for the game.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Liverpool a little bit. Do you think Liverpool need to be worrying 3 games in?
Yeah, for their standard, almost won it last year, and everyone expected them to go 3 for 3, and then now they have not even won a single game.
They dropped 7 points, and they're saying I think you can only drop 21 points in the season with these crazy point totals that them and Man City have been pulling off. You can only drop 21 points. They've already dropped 7. So it's got to be concerning. They got Bournemouth this weekend, but we'll come on to the games coming up. That was a big shock. Nobody also predicted the Leicester-Southampton game. Away win for Southampton, scored 2 nice goals with Che Adams.
Montour looking for Bella Culture, back to Adams, and it's fantastic, and it's a goal, and it was almost like a training ground routine. It's the box got support for his captain, first time cross, brilliant volley, Adams has 2, Phillips has 2, and the Leicester boy damages.
Bit of a shocker. Leicester in a little bit of a, probably in the biggest surprising position of anyone other than Liverpool would be Leicester.
Yeah. I said they still have James Maddison. I just think they'll do well this season, but same for Liverpool. Everyone thinks they'll be doing good by now, but they're not showing up.
Yeah, well, they definitely hit a team that had a point to prove in Man United, and that was the exact performance United needed. But nobody expected it, nobody predicted it. Also, nobody scored on Newcastle Man City, which was a thrilling game if you got to see. I thought that was the game of the weekend in terms of football. I also got to see the Burnley Blackpool game delayed. Incredible game, very entertaining. But if I'm Blackpool going in at half time, 3-1 down, we've gifted them a goal. They could have scored another, and they didn't really work to create any of the chances. They just came to them because of our defending. It's got to give teams a big sense of hope. We're still in the game at half time, and that's kind of how it played out, because second half they were very impressive. So not sure what direction things are going at Burnley. We've got them in the predictions again for this week. But no patterns. Low scoring week all across the board. 3 games that nobody scored. 1 game that somebody scored bonus points, which was the Burnley game. And the average score on the week was under 7 points, which is really, really miserable. So 5 teams got to double figures, and everybody else just struggled. So definitely a tough weekend. And we've got a big one coming as well. So maybe it'd be a good weekend to go for it, go for a bit of a shock, because there's definitely bonus points out there. Sam, have you had a chance to look over the games this weekend? Does anything stand out for you?
United, but I would think they'll win after the amazing game against Liverpool. You would think they'll go and win it against Southampton. Yeah,
but Southampton in a bit of form themselves winning at Leicester, so probably be happy with a point in that game. Do you see any big shocks this weekend looking at the games? We got Southampton United.
Not big shocks, but Brentford Everton, I don't know. I feel like that could go both ways.
So that's evenly matched at this stage. Everton still haven't had a win. Brighton and Leeds, 2 surprise form teams. That's going to maybe be
a 1-1 draw.
a 1-1 draw or something. That could be an interesting game to see. I think every weekend there's been something that's really stood out and it's been a great game to watch. It was Newcastle City the weekend before. I thought the Chelsea Tottenham. So I wonder if Brighton Leeds is the game to look at this weekend. Chelsea got Leicester. Chelsea, what a shock that was. You see the Leeds goals?
Mendy, I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
The first goal.
And the Aronson guy,
American. Leeds are looking.
Scoring
They're
goals.
looking good.
We've got Liverpool Bournemouth, which you've got to think Liverpool will finally get their 3 points.
You would think. Oh, I think everyone thinks Liverpool is gonna win it. I don't think it's gonna be a big win. Maybe 2-0.
Yeah, they take that right now.
Yeah, 2-0. Maybe not anything like 5-0. 2-0. I think they'll be the score.
And City Palace. Palace were a good away team.
Paris, Crystal Palace is. I don't know. I think that's gonna be a tricky one. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think City will get a point there.
City will take it. Arsenal, Fulham. Arsenal in incredible form.
Arsenal should win that game. It's the form they're in.
That's the late game on Saturday. Then Sunderland Norwich. I put that one in just because Sunderland have had a good start. Norwich have been a bit shaky, but have won a couple of games now. And then obviously the Wigan Burnley game is intriguing to me because I thought we'd win every game pretty much since, maybe not Watford away, but since the first game, and we've just come away with a point each time. So could be an interesting one. Villa West Ham and Wolves against Newcastle. Any shocks there for you?
No, I don't really see any shock. Maybe I could see Crystal Palace winning, but I don't think
they've done it before.
They've done it before, but I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, counter-attacking. Yeah. So also last week, Everton Forest was the highest scoring game, mainly because a lot of people got 5 points on it. There was about 8 people predicted that correctly. I'm just going to go quickly over how we score it. I know most of you know, but if anyone's watching who's interested in getting involved, it's 5 points for a correct score. You get 2 points for correct margin. So if you put a game to be 0-0 and it ends up 2-2, you would get 2 points for that. Or a 3-1 and it was 2-0, you'd get 2 points for that. And then you get 1 point just for a correct outcome. So if you put 5-0 and the game is only 1-0, you still score a point. Now we have bonus points where you can double. If you are the only person in the league, as happened to Abbey Road this weekend, that gets a point on that score, whatever point you get, whether it's a 5, 2 or a 1, it gets doubled. And there is a way to get 10 points on a game. Sam, how do you get 10 points on a game?
If a team they score 5 goals or more, that's how you get your 10 points.
In the game.
In the game.
In the game. So any game that has 5 or more goals, if you correctly predict that, that's seen as a 10-pointer. We once ever had somebody get 20 points where they put a 3-2 and were the only team who scored. So they doubled on 10 points. So that can rack your scores up pretty fast. And let's face it, some teams need their scores racking up. So maybe this weekend will be a good time to see our first 10-pointer. So having a quick look at the table, Clitheroe Claret, who is also my mum, she is top of the league and she's won it before. It's funny, her and my dad seem to have this competition going, and one of them is always doing well and one of them is always doing pretty badly. They're never like neck and neck. And right now, it's Jean with 17 points. She went top this week with the top score. She's top with 46, ahead of Abbey Road with 43, who had another good week with 13 points. And Living La Vidra Loca, needs to probably change his name. He's also a former champion with 40 points. And then comes Rocky Mountain United and Wiltshire Chances on 36, down to 6. Eric's at the wheel. And Eric might be at the wheel for a little bit longer after that win last weekend. And you're just ahead of LFC for Life, who was probably feeling like death at 10 o'clock.
He was.
On Monday night. What time was that here? 2 o'clock here.
Yeah.
So he's in 7th. And the other teams who managed double figures are worth a mention. Clitheroe United and Cocos Clarets, both Burnley-based teams that are in the bottom half, but pulled themselves up to the bottom half from the bottom. And I don't want to talk about the bottom because I'm nearly on it. Just having a dire start to the season. Not the strongest team in the league holding everyone up, but near enough. There's only one team below me. So this could all blow open. There's plenty of time. But some great games this weekend. And this is the prize that's coming your way. If you can stay top, we've got a 5 names now inscribed on it. A little bit of history. We've got some old winners to put on at some point. And next week, we'll be doing something with this that you want to tune into, because we'll be talking to our present champion, and that should be a great conversation next week. All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend. All the best. Sorry, this is a little shorter this week. Just wanted to get something out to you, review the games a little bit. Don't be too despondent. It can turn around fast. Have a great weekend.